Welcome everybody. So this is going to be a short video. We're going to talk about our mind and its love for chaos. So I'm going to tell you about myself because that's all I can say. I can talk about other people, I can talk about myself. So I love to be calm. I love my internal chatter to be a volume 20, so I have a little bit more brain power to focus on other things. But at the same time, my brain loves chaos. So I know meditation is good for me. I know that, right? Because when I do consistent meditation, I'm more aware of what I'm doing. I'm more aware of what my daily actions are, and I spend less time on nonsense. But at the same time, I've seen that my mind loves chaos. It tries to create problems that increase my excitement level, and it tries to come up with excuses for me not to meditate and stuff like that. And this is just me. So I kind of figured out on why it does that, and I'm hoping I can help you with this conclusion. So as I've talked about in the past where, hey, listen, we are energy beings, right? We produce a certain amount of energy, and our life is going to be determined on how that energy is expanded. I can use that energy for negative things. I can wake up in the morning, watch 2 hours of news, get all spun up, and just worry about that and nothing else. Or I can wake up in the morning, listen to something positive, read something positive, do my meditation, read something that helps me expand my mind, and put that towards something productive on what I want to do. And that could be anything. That could be your life, that could be a relationship, that could be a business. But at the same time, my brain wants me on the other side of it. It wants me on the hamster wheel, but catching ourselves in the midst of it and then bringing ourselves back. And that is what this is all about, is leaning off. It's like weaning off our love for chaos. And if you think about the mind and its love for chaos is just a habit, if you can get off that habit, you can use the energy that you create into something positive. Because if you think about it, repeat thoughts, right? When you're midst of it, you're not really thinking about repetitive thoughts, but look back on 2 hours ago in your life. Were you thinking something continuously? Did something happen in your relationship? Did something happen at your work? Did somebody say something and you're continuously thinking about that? You're continuously criticizing yourself. Are you continuously bringing yourself down? Those are the repetitive thoughts I'm talking about. And those are the things we have to be careful about, because that is the energy expanded wasted. Because it's not producing any good results. It's not producing a good quality of this wonderful life that has been given to you, the present that has been given to you. So think about those repetitive thoughts, that chaos, like a habit. It's got a cue, somebody said something happened, and then your mind goes on this hamster wheel, and the reward is the chaos. Because the pathway is created, right? There's a repetitive thought pathway is created, so it's so easy for it to go on it. And I personally have been there. See, I am not an exception. I've personally been there where somebody would say something and I will get in this self-criticizing, depreciating internal thought chatter, and that does not create any results for me. And then I get on this hamster wheel and it's downhill for me. But over time, I've created these checks for myself, such as journaling, such as looking back, reflecting on my past week journals to see what I was thinking and kind of improving upon what I do with those thoughts. So there's certain things that help me, and I'm hoping to help you as well, to getting off that hamster wheel, using that energy into something positive. And the first thing, I'm going to be so honest, and this is, see, I used to be a very disorganized person. I used to be, I didn't care about my surroundings much. But once I understood the impact they made, it changed my life. So change your environment. And it could be simple as organizing your room. It could be simple as not hanging out with the people who are not good for you. And this is where you have to be careful, because your mind, it loves chaos. So it's going to make up excuses for you to hang out with those people. Oh, you know what? That's he or she's family. Or he or she, it's just, I have to deal with them. But understand, you have a choice. This is your life. You always have a choice. Second, that helped me over time, and this is not a thing that happens instantly, is inputting good stuff instead of garbage. So I got rid of news. Because when I figured out, and this is going to be a little tangent, when I figured out I was spending, ladies and gentlemen, an hour and 15 minutes a day on news. And that was, podcast news, that was YouTube, that was news in the background. 1 hour and 15 days a day. That doesn't sound much, but think about this. In a week, that is almost one working day. In a month, 4 working days. In a whole year, I was spending 50 working days on something that is not bringing good stuff to my life. And I'm like, all right, 50 working days? Even if before election happens, my local election happens, all this happens, I spend 2 working days on researching the bills people have passed or what they have done, I'm gold. I don't need to spend that much time listening to news, right? So stuff like that changed my life. I changed what I input to meditations, listening to good philosophy, upgrading my own operating system in my brain, on reading positive and good stuff. And it changed my life. See, a lot of times people think that one video is going to change their life, and I thought that for a longest time, but that is not the case. It's accumulation. One video might create a dot, and then you'll take action on it, and it'll become a little solid dot in your brain. And then you watch another video or do something else, you take action on it, it creates another. And over time, a little map is made for yourself of good habits and good stuff. And that is what you have to look for. You have to do is do this over time, because one video, one book, it might feel like it'll change your life, but that is never the case. It's an accumulation of what you do over time that changes your life. And this habit really changed my life. And this is something I do is I got a permanent marker and I wrote on my hand, I am, a person, whatever. You could be a calm person, whatever you want to identify yourself as. I'm a calm person, or I'm a person who gets off the hamster wheel, whatever works for you. I wrote that on permanent marker on inside of my palm to remind myself, because it's so easy, right? You're gonna watch this, or you listen to this, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's a good idea. But what happens 5 minutes later? Life takes over, right? Crap happens, family, anything. And you're gonna get on that hamster wheel. But if you have a reminder for yourself and you do it consistently, it becomes a habit. So when I needed to get off the hamster wheel, I put reminders everywhere, on my palm, on the mirror where I brush my teeth, on my desk where I sit. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what I did. I downloaded a custom wallpaper app for my phone, and I made my own custom wallpaper. And I wrote my identity. I'm a calm person, or I'm a person who's going to ask myself questions. Whatever works for you. And I made that wallpaper on my phone. Reason being, because when I checked, I was opening my phone around 60 to 80 times a day. I know it's a little excessive, but that's 60 to 80 reminders a day. And that made a huge difference. I use my phone consistently for stuff like this, because I use my phone a lot, and those things remind me consistently. So try that. Try to identify yourself as somebody who loves to be off chaos, who wants to be a calmer person, who wants that chatter to be less. And think about that. Put yourselves in the best position, because sometimes you cannot trust your own brain. But what happens is we are lying to ourselves consistently that we're going to do A, B, and C, but we don't set ourselves for those things, and we fail. And that failure accumulates on, I'm never going to do this, or I'm never going to do that. But that is not you. You can do anything. It's a matter of what you do consistently. You can achieve anything as long as you're putting in the good amount of work. So you can be calmer. You can be successful. It is all up to you. Have a great day. Thank you.